Jacob Zuma.
Nova Simone, sempre com novidade.
The South African government pressured the Mozambican authorities. The ANC moved Zuma to Lusaka, Zambia, where he was appointed the Chief of Intelligence Department. During this period, he was involved in underground, working with Thabo Mbeki and others, supporting ANC structures, operating inside South Africa. Zuma was deployed to work largely with the Natal Missionary in Swaziland. Mbeki himself, military trained, taught Zuma how to use a gun. Mshinwam, you know what I mean? Early in 1976, Zuma secretly entered the country to establish contact with activities in the Durban area. Then, in March 1976, Zuma, Mbeki, and Dlomo were detained by Swaziland authorities at Mazapa prison. Two other members of the ANC were kidnapped from Swaziland and imprisoned in South Africa. After the intervention of Oliver Tambo, Hussein Moses Mabhida, and Thomas Nkobi, Zuma, alongside his comrades, was released in April 1976 and deported to Mozambique. In Mozambique, Zuma dealt with the thousands of young people that left South Africa after the Soweto uprising in June 1976. However, Zuma's work remained largely focused on the internal underground of the ANC. After the formation of the Internal Political Reconstruction Committee, IPRC, in Mozambique in 1977, Zuma, Andries Naidoo, and Johnny Khadimeng were drafted into Maputo Regional Committee. Zuma was also co-opted as a member of the ANC National Executive Committee, NEC, in 1977. That same year, Zuma began working for the SACP and completed a 3-month leadership and a military training courses in the Soviet Union in 1978. By 1984, Zuma had been elected the deputy chief representative of the ANC. The Year Command Accord was signed between Mozambique and South Africa. After this accord was signed, Zuma was appointed as the chief representative of the ANC and remained in Mozambique. He was re-elected to the ANC's National Executive Committee, NEC, at the Cabo Conference in 1985. Zuma also served on the ANC's military and political committees after its formation in the mid-80s, and the intelligence department at the ANC head office in Lusaka, Zambia. In December 1986, the South African government requested Mozambican authorities to expel 6 senior members of the ANC, including Jacob Zuma. As a result of the pressure applied by the apartheid government on Mozambique in January 1987, he was forced to leave Mozambique. Along with Mbeki, Zuma formed a part of the ANC President Oliver Tambo's negotiation team, which met with the South African government representatives in the late 1980s to early 1990s, returned to South Africa Africa. After the ANC was unbanned in February 1990, Zuma clandestinely returned to the country in March alongside Penwell Maduna and Matthews Posa to work as a part of a steering committee tasked with identifying remaining obstacles to negotiations between the government and the ANC. Later, he was involved in negotiations which resulted in the signing of the Brochure Minute, an agreement that outlined important decisions regarding the return of exiles and the release of political prisoners. Uhlala ngomsholozi wena. In November 1990, Zuma was elected chairperson of the ANC Southern Natal region. In 1991, at the first ANC conference held in South Africa since 1959, he was elected Deputy Secretary General. I mean Jacob Zuma, mshini wami, inkabi yasenkandla, KwaZulu Natal.